Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to step back into our time machines and travel to the year 1896 to view the rarest photographs of the 1896 All Russia exhibition. Today, we will examine the photographs from this great exhibition in Russia with a focus on the technology that was being founded in Russia at this time. The 1896 All Russia exhibition was the largest exhibition of the pre-revolutionary Russian Empire, with over 190 unique structures being founded at this time, including nearly 70 buildings and over 120 unique pavilions. Let us take a walk now through pre-revolutionary Russia in the year 1896 in what was considered the greatest exposition of newly founded technology in Old World Russian history. First and foremost, the information here is scarce at best, and that's not just because of the difficulty translating the information and the communication breakdown, but with this being the largest fair of the pre-revolutionary Russia, organized according to this narrative almost entirely by Nicholas II, the Emperor of Russia, with festivities beginning on the historical birthday celebration of Peter the Great, we must understand that some key pieces of the information regarding the All Russia exhibition of 1896 may have been suppressed. They may be missing when we begin to dive into this narrative. However, I was more concerned with sharing these amazing photographs of this technology that is supposed to be brand new at the time. This is newly founded technology. And then they put this technology in these supposed temporary buildings that were constructed to house these new inventions and then be torn down. Now again, if we read between the lines, the fair coincided with the All Russia Industrial Conference, essentially a meeting of the most powerful people in Russian industry with a goal to decide the future usage of Russia's resources and new technology. This is why we are told such a lavish yet temporary fairground was constructed to allow for the showcasing of numerous new and fledgling machines and inventions with hopes of reaching new investors and larger production numbers. Amongst the inventions showcased at the All Russia Expo of 1896 included the world's first radio receiver, which was known as a thunderstorm register, essentially a device which evolved to accommodate radio waves but was initially used to predict thunderstorms being placed on large buildings, detecting the electromagnetic pulses of lightning in the atmosphere. This device was patented by Alexander Stepanovich Popov. At the 1896 All Russia Expo, we also have the unveiling of the first Russian automobile. However, the most incredible old world technologies, which appear to have been founded in Russia in the late 19th century and then never further developed yet showcased at the 1896 All Russia exhibition, included the hyperboloid structures. Essentially, these are entire structures, in this case mostly towers, constructed out of one single piece or sheet of metal wrapped into a hyperboloid shape, which not only uses far less material, but is considered more structurally sound and cost-effective to constructing with many separate pieces. Essentially, imagine how we 3D print objects today. We are forging in the late 19th century from one single piece or sheet of metal entire prefabricated buildings, mostly towers, which then folded together to form truly immense shapes. Furthermore, these towers resemble some of the finest antiquitech or old world technology that I have ever seen, and are absolutely reminiscent to me of the inventions of Nikola Tesla. Hyperbolic structures are ones that curve inward, considered superior in stability against outside forces, but they have shapes that often create large amounts of unusable volume. Hence, we're told that these structures are mostly used nowadays as water towers, cooling towers, or ornate follies. These immense antiquitech towers of the Russian 19th century are the work of Vladimir Shukhov, who essentially formed the basis for the most remarkable patents and new inventions coming out of Russia in the late 19th century. Shukhov pioneered the late industrial age, creating or further developing the world's first hyperboloid structures, tensile structures, grid shell structures, oil reservations, oil reserves, oil barges, oil pipelines, and the fire cracking method of extracting oil. So if you ever wondered why our world appeared to turn to oil around the turn of the century into the 1900s, as opposed to electricity or even further developing steam, you may have your answer in this man right here. By the 1896 All-Russian Fair, Shukhov had also showcased the first tensile structures, being the first structure in all of history built with elements only held together by tension and not by compression or bending. Other examples of more common tensile structures include the O2 Arena in London. However, they are very rare. The design was embraced by the world, and yet it is so complicated, we do not see many tensile structures today. Shukhov constructed the world's first membrane roof and steel grid shell rotunda for the Russian Expo as well, again meeting massive accomplishments of engineering head-on, ones that had never before been shared with the mainstream world, and whose patents are all attributed to this man, who had the ability to construct all of these feats of engineering in just a matter of months before the All-Russia exhibition of 1896. We also have a far north pavilion of the fair, which was dedicated essentially to convincing the Russian people to support the construction of a railway that would lead from Moscow to the heart of Siberia, which, when completed, became known as the Trans-Siberian Railway, also known as the Great Siberian Route, the world's longest railway line. We're told the fairground covered over 207 acres and was complete with the finest of landscape architecture, which also must have taken months of planning and months of building just to be constructed. And even then, we see that what is the equivalent to an entire small city arises in front of us in just a matter of months. Where are all the workers? Where are all the people? Estimates claim that this exhibition could have been visited by millions of people inside the Russian Empire. But when we consider that the technology showcased appears to be the same technology that Tesla was working on so diligently, the same technology that was being coveted worldwide, if we consider all of that is being shown freshly founded, and if Russia in 1896 is considered on the cusp of a revolution, when the revolution does happen, 20 years later roughly, would all of this history be buried? We can only begin to imagine what the true narrative would be if we had access to it, and if the word Tartary or Tartaria would pop up in the narrative regarding the 1896 Russian exposition at all. I'd love to hear your comments down below. If you enjoy this type of content, please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to reach out to me if you have any topics for videos you'd like to see in the future. I can't wait to talk to you on the next one, and I will see you all there.